PreMarket. VIVK. PreMarket. ELPW. PreMarket. DKI. PreMarket. ONCO. PreMarket. ONCO. PreMarket. DKI. PreMarket. DKI. PreMarket. ONCO. PreMarket. ONCO. PreMarket. ELPW. PreMarket. DKI. PreMarket. RMAX. PreMarket. DKI. PreMarket. ONCO. PreMarket. VIVK. PreMarket. RMAX. PreMarket. ELPW. PreMarket. RMAX. PreMarket. DKI. PreMarket. ACIW. PreMarket. ONCO. PreMarket. ONCO. PreMarket. RMAX. PreMarket. DKI. PreMarket. RMAX. PreMarket. ELPW. PreMarket. AIXI. PreMarket. ONCO. PreMarket. ELPW. PreMarket. DKI. PreMarket. ONCO. PreMarket. DKI. PreMarket. RMAX. PreMarket. VIVK. PreMarket. DKI. PreMarket. ELPW. PreMarket. DKI. PreMarket. ONCO. PreMarket. ELPW.
Good morning, traders, and God bless. I am Ricky Gaspard, your host for this pre-market session. And each morning we listen for stocks to be called out in these two scans. This morning I'm running one that I passed out last week to everyone. This one down here is the older Thinkorswim scanner. It'll be listing whatever's called out up here, maybe not at the same time, but we'll see how it goes. But once a stock is called out, I will bring it up on the chart if it looks good. And the first thing we want to do is make sure that this label is green. And the numbers within this label is the volume in the very last candle. We want this number flying. We want it flowing as fast as possible. We want a battle going on within this candle between the buyers and the sellers. Once this label's green, we've confirmed the volume. We want this money flow indicator green and pointing as far north as possible and above this yellow line. That tells us that more money is coming into the stock than usual. And down here in Dominator Master, these are also buyer and seller bars. We want this green bar above this yellow line that tells us that there's more buyers coming in than average. So we get a stock popped up, this label's green. We see that this is going up and we've got green bars. And the final step is these two labels up here need to be green and these percentages need to be above 80%. Preferably 85, 90, 95, and 100. The higher these percentages are, the faster the price will rise. And also, if you are new here, I highly suggest that you attend these live streams many times before you invest your hard-earned money. Maybe try it on paper, write down your entry, your exit, and your results. And if you continue to be profitable on paper over time, then change over to real money, but trade small share size. Anywhere between 1 and 10 shares should do it for you. And if you continue to be profitable with small share size, the only thing you need to do to increase your profit is increase your share size. Also, I'm not a financial advisor. Make sure you reach out to the proper authorities before you take any of my advice or use any of my indicators. And if you continue past this moment right here in the live stream, you are accepting full responsibility for your actions, whether you should win or lose any money. And over in your active trader, make sure your TIF is on EXT so you do not miss a trade. And good morning to everyone. Hope you had a nice weekend. Not seeing too much activity this morning. We've had a few little cheaper stocks and RMAX bouncing around a little. Hasn't been the greatest start, but it's Monday. This is pretty much typical. Let's see what DKI has. DKI has popped up a dozen times or more. So has RMAX, VIVX, DKI, but nothing's really being driven and continually going up. They kind of just bounce up a minute and back down. Good morning, YouTubers. You are on board this morning. Hope you enjoyed the early turn on of the scans. I did turn them on for you, but didn't host till this moment. We're already on DKI. ELPW has been popping in and out this morning as well. So if you haven't seen these scans before, green is going to be your highest scoring stock. Below that would be blue, and below that would be brown. Kind of want to pay attention to the top three when they're colored up. You'll notice in these scans that once the stock moves, it'll stay on it. It'll keep tracking it until it just flat dies. So you'll see multiple stocks popping in over and over and over because they're continually being tracked. And the longer they're tracked, the better the scoring. The higher the scoring, the better the run, etc.
PreMarket. DKI. PreMarket. RMAX.
RMAX looking north. It's popped up many times this morning as well. Currently at 1059. Let's just say 1060. Bouncing up a little bit. It's done this several times this morning. I won't go ahead and put a resistance level here, but we did break it already. 1071 now. Let's see if it'll continue. Earlier this morning, it could not continue after these big green bars. It would fall right back down. It could do the same thing here, so be cautious. I'm going to zoom out a little bit here so you can see what I'm talking about. You can see it had a big green candle and sold off. It tried to get up here and do it again and sold off. Now we're up here. Hopefully we can hold it this time. Currently pulling back to 1017.
PreMarket. YAAS. PreMarket. ELPW.
Let's check the other ones while this one's pulling back. YAAS. Kind of looks like a disaster already. It's had one green candle, tall wicks on the top from the sell-off. The second candle did nothing. The third candle is red, trying to sell off. Few buyers stepping in to push it up to $1.19. I love how these scanners put us right in there right before the pops. That's the way it should work. Currently at $1.16. It's struggling though. The volume is not that strong. It's picking up speed though. This is what we want to see. And we want to see money flow pointing north, and we want to see buyers coming in and these percentages high. And you see what happens when everything lines up. Now we're red, so there's profit taking going on. You can see the red here in money flow of profit taking.
PreMarket.
Occasionally, you'll see a
SMS.
red tip on this bar. Those are sellers. You have continual flashing over here from red to green. That's telling you there's profit taking. Money flow still pushing higher for a few more pennies. We have a battle. Let's see who wins. $1.26 spiking up to $1.40. Buyers are really aggressive this morning for Monday. Would have been impossible to catch that spike unless you were really quick. Still looking north. Money flow still looking good. Dominator bars are still green. This label keeps warning us. It keeps going from yellow to green to red. Buyers stepping back in to push a little harder to $1.43. $1.49 now, $1.59. Remember to sell on the way up. These things don't last forever. Looks like we're getting weak already. Profit taking going on. Money flow is reversing. The buyers are trying to hold it up because the label's still green. And if you've never been here before, I'm the coder of all of these indicators. You probably wonder, what is he talking about? They're all based on buyers and sellers. Each one of these, they don't come with Thinkorswim. It's special coding that I created. Allows me to track the volume in and out, the buyers and the sellers, to get an accurate decision on trading to get in or get out or whatever I want to do with it. It's better than just a line crossing, and because it did this before, it may do it again. I don't trade that way. I count where the money's going. Selling it off. Good job there, Gary, at $1,205. Farmer Mike gets $15. Eric Medic gets $50. Happy Dazer gets $13. Good job, traders, for those who traded it. And for those of you who had deer in the headlights just watching it, where you been? You could have at least bought 5 or 10 shares, made a few dollars, it may be a hamburger. You don't have to stare at it if you're scared of it. Buy a small share size. Make something. Good job, Spartan, at $29.92. Majika on ORKA. I don't know if that's a profit, 70 to 115. I don't understand what you're saying. Unless you increased your profit from 70 to 115. Oh, it spiked from that range. Okay, thank you. Thanks for clarifying. ORKA. I'll take a look at it while nothing's moving. ORKA. Yeah, no volume on it though. Want to remind everybody of Milo's live training stream on Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. He's going to show everybody how to get this set up onto your computer. Should be very interesting. If you're new here and you want to be just like this, then attend that live stream on Thursday at 8 Eastern Time. Thank you, Milo, for holding that. Let's go back to YAAS. $1.35, looking north again. You can see money flow. They took profit, sold it off. The yellow line is now bending south, getting weaker up here at this level. We can go ahead and put a line there. That would be a resistance line we would need to break in order to continue higher. And what we need it to do is break the line, come back down, retest it, and run upwards.
NTLA.
Let's check NTLA. Well, that didn't work. NTLA sold off. These scanners are programmed to catch the bottoms down here when stocks do sell off. This one doesn't appear to be looking like it's going to bounce, though. It could, but probably not likely. Cheese Balls over on YouTube says he has $1,000 winner. Great job, trader. If you have any lag on YouTube, it's going to be on your end. I'm pushing a lot of power out here. You shouldn't have, but maybe 1 or 2 seconds. I think maybe 3 max on YouTube. Maybe reboot your modem or your router, whatever you got to do. Restart, come back in. If you're a member, you shouldn't have any delay. 1 second at the most, maybe not even that. Unless you don't have the proper internet connection. I guess seconds are better than minutes on YouTube. I have had times where YouTube was all over the place, and sometimes it's 1 or 2 seconds. Qualcomm moving up a little for the large cap players. BURU, no volume, but looking north. Qualcomm moving up a little bit more.
PreMarket. AIXI.
AIXI is left over from last week. I don't know if it's going to do anything this week, but we'll see. It is looking north. It is under $1. I didn't trade it at any point since it's began to run. All right, waiting on the next one. We do have BURU up there, 20-cent stock moving around for those of you who are interested. Not much volume for a 20-cent stock. Good job, Gary, on adding more to YAAS, or is it YASS? YAAS. YAAS looking a little bit north here. It still has a green label, so it's still scoring high. So we may bounce around here for a little bit.
PreMarket. AIXI.
AIXI coming in brown. That's the lower level on the scoring.
PreMarket. SGMT.
SGMT coming in green. $7 stock spiking up. Let's see if it'll run. Everything looking good. I'd like to see more volume here, but looks pretty strong in the northern direction. The indicators look good. We need this green bar growing taller. Let's see if we can get a good push out of it. 742 currently. I'd like to see it break out up there to close to $8. Man, a lot of sellers up here. Tall wicks on the top. Be cautious. Money flows already pulling back. Maybe a bunch of bag holders been sitting in here. It doesn't look like it did anything last week. Why would it be trading this morning? Maybe breaking news and everybody wants out. Let's see if we can get rid of the sellers. Let's see if the buyers will buy them up and continue to push higher. We need this indicator here to flip around. Nice job, Gary, on SGMT. You must have saw it before I did. $1,568. Yeah, you're clicking while I'm talking. That's what's going on. It's hard to do both at the same time. Spartan Mike gets 133.75. Good job, Spartan Mike. Looks like the buyers have pretty much gave up right here after all that selling above this level. If it has no volume, we can definitely push it. But if it has some volume, it's going to take quite a few of us to move it. SGMT testing 688. Money flows all the way down at the bottom, trying to turn green. So it's going to struggle if it wants to go up there. Darth Trader, $35.35. YAAS. Good job, Trader.
PreMarket. VIVK.
VIVK is an OTC trying to save itself from delisting. Be careful with that one. Recently did a reverse split to bring the price up. That's a desperate move to stay compliant. We can look at VIVK. I won't be trading it though. This was a 200-to-1 reverse split.
PreMarket. USEG.
USEG popping into the scan. Bouncing around. It's at about $1. Got a red label up here and no volume. That doesn't mean it's not going to take off any second. We've seen it happen over and over and over. Everything flips to green and they fly. So we'll watch it for a minute.
PreMarket. SGMT.
SGMT might be moving some more. Let's see what's happening. It is looking north, breaking that 688 level, pushing on up to 726. We're trying to get through all the sellers up here. Maybe they're gone. Remember, we had all these tall wicks, so it's going to be a struggle to get it through here. It may even come back down and retest this level. Money flow's turning red. Buyers are trying to keep it up. This label stays green. The numbers are pretty steady. They're not really breaking out fast. Now they're kind of
PreMarket.
slowing down a bit.
UKI.
Money flow still red. Dominator bar below it is red. Need some buyers to step in and really hit it hard to get it to go up. Currently at 7:15. Waiting for money flow to spike upwards. It's not going to happen, it looks like. Let's check USEG, see what it's doing over there. Little candle up for about 4 pennies. Pushing a little bit higher at $1.10.
PreMarket. NTLA.
Now $1.12.
PreMarket.
It is high scoring. It does have a green label up here. Let's see if they can keep it going. Watching money flow and dominator bars stay green. Got some high percentages up here in these two labels, and they are green. So this is a pretty strong push. $1.13, $1.14. Only paying pennies. I'm not in this trade, by the way. $1.15. Still looking north.
PreMarket.
Buyers are still buying it
SMS.
up. Few profit takers pulling it down a little. Percentages dropping a little bit here, so be cautious. Need them back over 80. Red label, selling off. Money flow is red. Buyers are trying to keep it up.
PreMarket. YAAS.
Going to go check YAAS. YAAS needs to break this level here. Let's go back to USEG. USEG, the buyers are keeping it up there at about $1.12. Look like the profit takers are hitting it pretty hard now. That run may be done. YAAS still struggling. All right, nothing currently happening.
PreMarket. SGMT.
SGMT 750 looking north. Money flow coming up off the bottom.
PreMarket. ONCO.
Waiting for this green bar to break above that yellow line for the buying pressure to come in. These percentages need to get up there a little bit higher. There we go, pushing it up, 788. 28-cent spike so far, but we didn't catch all of that. So let's just say a 10-cent spike. Still profit takers knocking it back down as it rises. Developing another wick on the top. Looks like it's easy to push through the sellers. We probably just don't have enough buyers on this one. The current bar volume is red right here. Even though the candle's green, there's a lot of sellers in that candle.
PreMarket.
Hopefully we can flip this
NTLA.
back to green and keep running. There we go. Let's see if we can get it pushing again. We need a taller bar. And these percentages to go up with green labels. Looks like we just lack buyers to get this thing running. Money flow slightly red.
PreMarket. HCWB.
Let's check HCWB. 50-cent stock looking north.
PreMarket. ONCO.
Looking really north. Lots of buyers coming in. Over 1 million shares traded in this candle. 57, 59. Can we get 60? 64, 65. And I don't trade stocks under $1, so this one's all yours. 60 cents. That's why I don't trade them, because you never know. They just yank right back down.
PreMarket. ELPW.
Not selling off, but not getting anywhere either. It's about an equal battle between buyers and sellers on HCWB. Money flow is north, tall dominator bars. Volume numbers are high, but it's about an equal battle. Need this label to flip to green. That tells us that the buyers have the advantage. Nice job, Choco. 310 on HCWB. If you're unfamiliar with these scans, you'll see the same stock called out over and over and over, popping back into the scan. Once they trigger in these scans, they are monitored. It's like it grabs hold of them and watches them for us. Probably best on your side to keep them charted. It's usually the same 4 or 5 moving each morning. Different stocks, but a group of 5 moving each morning. And as they pop in and out, in and out, in and out, you should chart those stocks. That way you can get a quick visual on them and not wait for them to be called out again if they're fixing to run back up. USEG looking north. It's a dollar stock. We've already looked at it several times.
PreMarket. YAAS.
YAAS back in the scan, as I mentioned earlier, constantly tracking them. It's got a blue label.
PreMarket. USEG.
YAAS, a little buying activity. Getting a buy signal out of Smart Candles Pro. Needs to break that $1.50 before it would be a good, safe purchase. USCG, that dollar stock trying to break out, just can't get there. HCWB selling off. USCG looks like the most promising one at the moment. At least it has volume.
PreMarket. VIVK.
There's VIVK back in the list. That is the compliant stock I warned about earlier. USCG looks like it wants to break out. $1.16 now. It did get above that level. Need to stay above this right here. There we go. A few more buyers stepping into $1.20. This is why you chart them once they start being called out in the scan multiple times. So you can track these breakouts. These scans will keep you on the stocks that are moving until they're not moving anymore. $1.19 is the high. Few profit takers there. Let's see if the buyers can overcome it and push it higher. Hopefully we don't come down and retest $1.14. Looks like that's where we're headed, though. Need to keep the push going here. Watching the green dominator bar with the flash of red occasionally. The buyers stepping in, trying to push. Let's see if it'll break. $1.20. They only get a penny. $1.21. It's a struggle to get up there. $1.22, 23. And we seem to be frozen right there. Probably some profit takers keeping it from going any higher. You can see the red label warning here. Profit
PreMarket.
takers at hand.
HCWB.
Money flows red, dominators red, everything turning red, may come back down. Candles red. Sell signal from Smart Candles Pro occasionally.
PreMarket. HCWB.
HCWB called out several times already. It's that 50-cent stock. It sold off. Now it's looking north again.
Breakout. USEG.
USEG hitting the breakout scanner up here. That must be the pressure's getting pretty high. Let's see if it'll push. $1.28.
PreMarket.
$1.29.
SGMT. PreMarket. ONCO.
USEG trying to get a little bit higher, but struggling. This scanner here is a breakout scanner. It indicates someone made a very large purchase in this stock. Looking north at $1.29, retesting the high now, hitting $1.30. It's not moving upwards very fast. We're only catching a couple pennies
SGMT.
each time it spikes back up. Now pulling backwards. SGMT looking north, low volume, 70, 81,000. Looks like the volume all of a sudden picked up really quick. I guess more people finally saw it. 814, 811, breaking out nicely. Few profit takers right there, grabbing that 20, 30 cents. Let's see if we can keep it going. Make them feel sorry they got out. Pushing higher now, 828. We need more buyers on board to keep it going. Need a tall green dominator bar here. That tells us everybody's coming in. We're not getting it. Still got a green label on the volume over here. We still have hope. There's that tall bar I'm talking about. Can we get the push? Need these percentages to get above 90. 833, 842. That's what I'm talking about. I'm going to sell here.
PreMarket. ONCO.
849 and still looking north. 850. 853, 54. Looks like we must have free territory above us. 870. Not many sellers up there. Now would be the time to drive it. Need a tall green bar here, taller than the previous bar. We're yellow up here. They are taking profits. The weakness scares everybody.
PreMarket.
Red
VIBK.
labels, yellow labels, red money flow, red dominator bar. Man, they had it in push territory. It could have been nice profit if everybody would have kept buying. Good job there, Majika, 261.42. PK, I think it's a YouTube delay. My speed's perfect. You're the only one that's mentioning it. I have no delay over here. It's probably YouTube. If y'all want me to kill the live feed, I can start it back up, see if I can catch a better connection. Let's do that while nothing's moving. I'll do that for y'all, see if I can catch another connection. Back up now, see where we end up. See if we get a better hookup there. That's the best I can do for you because it's not on my side. SGMT, a few buyers stepping back in again, 872. I don't know why they didn't just keep pushing when they had the sellers defeated earlier. Pushing higher now, 889. Guess there's not enough people awake this morning to keep driving it like I'd like to see it run anyway. May see a little spike up here. I'm watching Dominator bars. We had a tall green one and then they quit. They're pushing. We need this bar above the yellow line. There's just not enough of them here to really drive it fast, but they are pushing. We'll get these little spikes. $9. Developing wicks on the top. Money flow reversed real quick. It's like everybody's tired of trying to push it when nobody's helping.
HCWB.
HCWB. Don't know why I'm looking at it, but I am. We'll stay here and see if they keep struggling and pushing it higher.
PreMarket. USEG.
USCG looking north again at $1.29. Buyers are trying to push it higher, $1.32. $1.33.
PreMarket. HCWB.
PK, I have hundreds of people tuned in. Nobody else says it's wrong. It's going to be on your side, brother. I actually have over 700 people tuned in. So 1 out of 700, that ought to tell you something. USEG, the buyers still there at $1.33. All right, YouTubers, thank you for joining me. That free hour's coming to a close in about 30 seconds. I hope you enjoyed this morning's session, learned a little bit, or made a little bit of money. I'll be back next Monday for the next free hour. Want to invite you to come over to volumespikes.com, see what we have to offer. Tune into these live streams. You will see I do training 5 days a week, but this training actually lasts for about 4 hours. It's not just one free hour. But thanks for joining me this morning. We'd love to have you on board. Come help us drive these stocks up. You get these indicators with your subscription. And we'd love to have you with us. Anyhow, I'll see you next Monday. God bless. I'm out.